May God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you. My name is Mohammed, a new story and a new video. But before starting, don't forget to pray for the messenger of God. May God bless him and grant him peace. Let's begin. One day, there was a beautiful girl leaving the cinema with a friend of hers. Her friend left her, continued on her way on foot, when a person came to her from behind and hit her hard on the head. When she wakes up, she finds herself in a room covered all over with reinforced plastic bags. The girl tries to get up on her feet, but she feels somewhat unbalanced. She reaches for the doorknob and exits the scary room. She finds herself in a very beautiful house. Unlike the room she is being held in, finds a young man in front of her telling her that he found her unconscious on the road, perhaps having been in an accident. He had her phone in his hand and he gave it to her and asked her to call her family to reassure them. She was feeling very afraid of him inside her, but she approached to take her phone from him, and then he threw the phone away and laughed in her face in a hysterical way that spread fear inside her. The girl runs towards the door to get out of the entire house, but finds it locked, so she runs towards the kitchen, takes a knife, and threatens the young man with it. Threatens him not to approach her or else she will kill him. So he approaches her with deadly calm, takes the knife from her hand, and without the slightest mercy plunges it into her thigh until the end of the knife. The girl screams in pain and in an attempt to pull the piece of knife from her body. He frightens her that if she does, that blood will flow from her and flow forcefully, killing her herself. So the girl fears him and crawls on the floor, returning to the room from which he came out. She opens her bag and finds her Bluetooth headphones in the bag. She puts them in her ear, hoping that someone will call her and she will answer them before the phone attracts the attention of that ranged young man. Indeed, her mother calls on the phone, and the girl answers and tells her to call the police as she has been kidnapped by a mentally ill young man. The poor girl was speaking in a very low voice for fear that the deranged person would sense her and then he would only cut her into pieces and beat her immediately. And in fact her mother did what her daughter asked of her. Indeed, the police are able to locate her through her phone, but she is in a place full of skyscrapers and also of houses, as if they were searching of a needle in a haystack. He was with the rescue team which struggled to reach the place specified in front of them, and when they arrived they were surprised that a doctor was with them to rescue the poor girl, and the girl was still with them on the phone. The doctor asked her to brace her nails and tell her what would happen, and the girl replied that they were right. The doctor realized that they only had 1 hour and the girl would lose consciousness after losing a lot of blood. The investigators found only one way when the girl was unable to describe the place where she was being held, and her description did not lead them to anything. He asked her to set fire to the place so that they could find her as quickly as possible. One of the paramedics asked her to look for a lighter or matches and start fires around her in an attempt as much as she could to protect herself from any possible harm. Indeed, the girl found a lighter in the bathroom, but unfortunately for her it was not working, so the investigator advised her to remove the top part of the lighter and drag it on the floor to create a speed. Indeed, the girl did so, but her balance was lost. She felt very weak, and the entire rescue crew became worried about her and feared for her life. This moment, her mother came and spoke to her and encouraged her to do this in order to regain her freedom and enable others to help and save her. Indeed, the girl was able to start the fire, and before she closed the bathroom door, she lost consciousness, and the rescue team was indeed able to know her exact whereabouts through the window. Feeling the flames, they were able to enter, and the first person among them to set foot in the house found that deranged young man waiting for him. He put the knife to his neck, threatening the rest to retreat, or else he would kill him without any mercy. Of course, they are people trained in such situations, so they were able to avoid him and handcuff him. They entered the room where the girl was, and fire exploded throughout the house, and they were able to put it out. As for the girl, she was completely unconscious, and she was suffering from suffocation due to the intense smoke. The doctor tried to help her as much as possible, and they carried her to the ambulance. Everything necessary was done for her. On the other hand, the deranged man was in another ambulance, and the investigator was interrogating him. His answers were extremely provocative. The doctor, who was part of the rescue team, put alcohol on his wounds to make him feel the pain. The deranged young man confessed that he killed 6 girls, cut them up, and ate them as well, and no one has been able to discover his crimes to this day. When they investigated the deranged young man, he was basically a veterinarian working for a state agency, and he was fired from his job because he was brutally killing animals. He was basically mentally ill, and had it not been for God, for no one would have discovered him in the first place, and he would have continued to harm people and animals around him as well. Today's story is over. I hope it enjoyed you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and pray for the messenger of God. May God bless him and grant him peace. Leave your opinions in the comments. May God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you.